Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going? If you're there out there right now, if it's the evening, how's that going? Or afternoon, you know the drill. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If not, welcome to the channel. My name's Brian and I'm a poet and all that stuff, and we do poetry on this channel. So if you like poetry, you are in the right place. On this particular show, we do it a little differently, but before I get into that, they like us to do this stuff, and I have captions specifically made for it. Please like and subscribe and all that jazz. And more importantly, everything we do on this channel is done under fair use and in the public domain. And you might ask what that is. Poetry, fair use, public domain. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing? Well, I take poetry, my own, but mostly for this show, old stuff from Shakespeare and the like. I put it into the dreaded AI music generator. Wow, something last year was science fiction is now science fact. And I take it and I put it in that music generator, in this case Suno, and it spits out a couple tracks and we listen to them. Not today. We're not doing that today. I'm just going to play some music because yesterday was the day. And I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. So, let's see here. What do we got here? Let's start off with blues. Come on, Lancelot fucking it up, and all he's got to do is ride a horse.
Shot from a bower eaves, he rode between the barley sheaves. The sun came dazzling through the leaves and flamed upon the brazen greaves of bold Sir Lancelot. A red cross knight forever kneeled to a lady in his shield that sparkled on the yellow field beside remote Shalott. The jelly bridle glittered free like to some branch of stars we see hung in the golden galaxy. The bridal bells rang merrily as he rode down from Camelot. And from his blazoned baldric slung a mighty silver bugle hung. And as he rode, his armor rung beside remote Shalott. Sunlight glowed on burnished hooves. His warhorse strode from underneath. His helmet flowed, his coal black curls as on he rode, as he rode down from Camelot. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tirra-lira, tirra-lira, sang Sir Lancelot. She left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water flower bloom, she saw the helmet and the plume. She looked
Yeah, it's the only way to wake up some mornings. It is a Saturday morning. And yeah, so I'm going to say is like, I woke up and I saw that Miriam, our Scientology up north, our Finnish friend in Denmark, is on. So that's where everybody's at. So just me and you, kid. Ah, so let's play another one. And then I'll tell you about yesterday. Let's see here. No, not that one. No. It'd help if I knew what I was doing, but you know how that goes. Oh, we haven't played this one in a while. Dream. Louise Bogan.
God, in the dream, the terrible horse began to paw at the air and make for me with his blows. Fear kept for 35 years poured through his mane, and retribution equally old or nearly breathed through his nose. Coward complete, I lay and wept on the ground when some strong creature appeared and leapt for the rain. Another woman, as I lay half in a swound, leapt in the air and clutched at the leather and chain. Give him, she said, something of yours as a charm. Throw him, she said, some poor thing you alone claim. No, no, I cried, he hates me, he is up for harm. And whether I yield or not is all the same. But like a lion in a legend, when I flung the glove, pulled from my sweating, my cold right hand, the terrible beast that no one may understand came to my side and put down his head in love. Like a lion in a legend, when I flung the glove, pulled from my sweating, my cold right hand, the terrible beast that no one may understand came to my side and put down his head in love.
Yeah, I have that one in the blues folder, but it's also got a lot of country rock to it too. Huh. Oh well, it's all relative, anyways. You know what I mean. So how you doing this morning, David? I see someone else has showed up. How are you doing too? You're gonna have to let me know. In the meantime, let's change paces a little bit. What do I want to play? Let's just do a random here. I have this in the contemporary folder, but of course, contemporary can mean a lot of stuff. Let's do this one. This is definitely a lot different pace than the last couple.
Force that through the green fuse drives the flower, drives my green age that blasts the roots of trees is my destroyer. And I am done to tell the crooked roads. Our youth is bent by the same wintry fever. Force that drives the water through the rocks, drives my red blood that dries the mouthing streams, turns mine to wax. And I am dumb to mouth unto my veins how at the mountain spring the same mouth sucks. Whirls the water in the pool, stirs the quicksand that ropes the blowing wind, hauls my shroud sail. And I am dumb to tell the hanging man how of my clay is made the hangman's line. Of time leach to the fountainhead, love drips and gathers, death fall in blood shall calm her source. And I am dumb to tell a weather's wind how time has ticked to heaven round the stars. And I am done to tell the lovers too how at my sheet goes the same crooked word.
Yeah, that is a smooth one. It reminds me of the the discussion question for my music appreciation class was about cover song. What's better, the original or the cover? And they compared the two songs. This is how cool this class is. The two songs that we compared were Proud Mary, CCR's, and King Turner's version. Of course, I'm a CCR fan, hands down, and Tina Turner's version of it is got its merits because it's an interesting interpretation. But as far as all the words and the meanings of the words, the music of CCR's version kind of goes along better, brings out more meaning to it. And same way with that one, because that's it's called The Force, that whatever, but it's got that, I like the way he smooths it all out and everything. It's really cool. Honestly, yeah, I hate to admit it, I thought that it was originally done by. I learned something new. An old assumption, I guess, or an old something I heard either on the radio or friends or something a long time ago that kind of stuck with me was that it was Tina Turner's song. Tina Turner did it. You know, I could see them doing a song about rolling on the river, you know, and everything, and that it was CCR's cover, but it's the reverse. So I was like, I had to admit, 53 years old and your old assumptions or your old knowledge is overturned, and I'm like, wow, interesting. Because everybody was saying that it was CCR's, well, that Tina Turner's was the cover, and I was wanting to go, no, you're dumb. But I didn't do anything like that, and I did the research. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And even even the professor, even the professor even addressed that in another post. So, yeah. All right, let's play this one.
Only two patient eyes to stare out of the canvas, all the rest. The warm green gown, the small hands pressed, light in the lap, the braided hair. That must have made the sweet low brow so earnest centuries ago, when someone saw it change and glow. All faded, just the eyes burn now. I dare say people pass and pass before the blistered little frame, and dingy work without a name stuck in behind its square of glass. But I left Raphael just to come drink these eyes of hers, to think away the stains and blurs, and make all new again and well. Only for tears my head will bow, because they're on my heart's last wall. Scarce one tint left to tell it all. A picture keeps its eyes somehow.
Yeah, man, that's what I'd heard, right? And a long time ago, I'd heard that either on the radio or some friend or something along those lines. And no, I think the reverse might be true, because I did the research. Yes, it is an original John Fogerty / CCR composition, and Tina Turner did the cover. Proud Mary CCR came out in 69, and Tina Turner came out in 70. I was like, okay. I even had to go in there and admit to the guy, you know, I'm sorry, you know. Yes, that was pretty smooth. All right, let's move folders. Let's move folders. Or let's play this one.
Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing. Silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing. Silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower.
Well, the Door. Yes. Thank you for joining us. Very beautiful. And I love that last line, fly out past the moon and curl up forever in some far farmyard flower. To be able to do that, especially in these times. Oh my Lord. So yesterday was a day. Okay, so yes, I didn't come on yesterday because I had my I had my test and everything. So let me tell you about that. I get up in the morning, do my thing, go eat coffee, go start studying. So I eat breakfast, study some more, blah, blah, blah. I take the test. And I'm like, phew, I'm through it in like 20 minutes. Okay, so we do a class and everything. And then I go over to my buddy's house and help him do some stuff. And, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'll check and see what I made on the test. Yes. I'm going to discuss. Yes. Best version of that song ever, in my opinion, too. Awesome. Learn something new every day. I did not know that. So, what version did he hear? Did he hear Glass Knights or Marvin Gaye's? So what happened was I get on my phone here and I go and I look in there and I'm looking and I scroll down and I'm like, what? I missed one question. And I think I know which question it was. I made a 98 out of 100 on that test. That brings me, my grade was hovering around an 87. It brings my grade up to a 91 before going into the final. So I've got a couple things. There's a couple few more points to be and before I learned that Gladys Knight was the one who originally put out that song, I thought it was an original Marvin Gaye. TCR's is the best. TCR's is better. No. But yeah, I was like, wow. So, no pressure going into the final. Thanks. It's... So, I was freaking basically exhausted. I got home and little Zuni Marlene, because I had a really heavy late lunch, and I got home and I said little Zuni Marlene and this and that and the other, and I passed out and woke up at midnight or close to. So that's why I'm doing just pulling them out of my butt show today, because I have enough music, enough variety to do stuff like that, because I have some really cool stuff like this Robert Frost one, Twilight.
Why am I first in thy so sad regard? O twilight gazing from I know not where, I fear myself as one more than I guessed. Am I instead of one so very fair, that thou art sorrowful and I oppressed? High in the isolating air, over the inattentive moon, two birds sail on great wings and vanish soon,
and they leave the north sky bare.
the far-felt solitudes that harbor night wake to the singing of the woodbird's fright. By invocation, O white silent nest, thy spirit and my spirit pass in air. They are unmemoried consciousness, nor great nor less. And thou art here and I am everywhere.
Good morning. How's it going, Indigo? Well, considering I made a 98 on my test yesterday, I'm doing pretty freaking good. It's a Saturday morning. Oh, I really, really, really hope it shouldn't be this. I was going to say, I hope that this fall is not as fast-paced as the summer, but they usually aren't. Although, I don't remember it being this fast-paced last time I took summer classes, although I think they might have been done them a little differently. I don't know. That's been 30 years since I went there last, so. I'm old. That's how I'm doing. No. Let's see how else we're doing. Oh, let's play this one.
I've been listening to them lawyers in the courthouse up the street, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm most completely beat. First one fella is to RG, and he boldly waded in as he dressed the trembling prisoner in a coat of deep-dyed sin. Why, he painted him all over in a hue of blackest crime, and he smeared his reputation with the thickest kind of grime, till I found myself a-wondering in a misty way and dim how the Lord had come to fashion such an awful man as him. Then the other lawyer started, and with brimming, tearful eyes said his client was a martyr that was brought to sacrifice, and he gave to that same prisoner every blessed human grace, till I saw the light of virtue fairly shining from his face. Then I own it, I was puzzled how sich things could rightly be, and this aggravating question seems to keep a-puzzling me. So will someone please inform me, and this mystery unroll, how an angel and a devil can possess the self-same soul? Question seems to keep a-puzzling me. So will someone please inform me, and this mystery unroll, how an angel and a devil can possess the self-same soul.
Possibly, but I also think they were slightly longer terms back in the day. Yeah, back in the day, slightly longer terms. I think it was 6 weeks instead of 5. You are going to a reception for your friend who got married. Well, give him my condolences. That's what I usually tell people, whether they're but given my experience and with marriages, both my own and those people's around me, you wouldn't blame me because most of the time they were fools, including myself. But of course, I wish him all the happiness. I'm just cynical like that sometimes. And if you're cynical like that, please like and subscribe. We're up to 451. I put out that Redbirds Sarah Teasdale one on a short, and it got me another subscriber. Yay! And speaking of that, everything we do here is fair use and all that stuff. So let's get the back of there. And speaking of Sarah Teasdale and Redbirds, let's play it. Which means I gotta switch folders. All right. Here it is. Ah, here we go.
Redbirds, redbirds, long and long ago. What a honey call you had in hills I used to know. Redbud, buckberry, wild plum tree, and proud river sweeping southward to the sea. Brown and gold in the sun, sparkling far below. Trailing stately round her bluffs where the poplars grow. Redbirds, redbirds, are you singing still as you sang one May Day on Saxon's Hill? Redbirds, redbirds, long and long ago. What a honey call you had in hills I used to know. Redbud, buckberry, wild plum tree, and proud river sweeping southward to the sea. Brown and gold in the sun, sparkling far below. Trailing stately round her bluffs where the poplars grow. Redbirds, redbirds, are you singing still as you sang one May Day on Saxon's Hill?
Married twice. Well, I still believe in it too for other people, just not for myself. I'm a one and done type person, But you never know. I'll be a hypocrite and not discount it. It just depends, It's one of those things. Last time I got married because I didn't think I could do any better. And look where that got me. Last time I got married, who knows? And from the bottom of my cynical heart, I humbly thank you. What a morning. It's a Saturday morning, and I've already been up too long, so let's play another Sarah Teasdale.
If he could know my songs are all for him at silver dawn or in the evening glow, would he not smile and think it but a
Actually, at one point, with me and my Mormon flirtation, I actually still in the books. I still am an ordained Melchizedek priest. Me. Oh boy, who thinks himself a quasi-Buddhist. Let's play this one.
In cock-wattle sunset or gray dawn, when the dagger points again of longing for what was never home, we needs must turn away from the voices that cry, come, that undersea ding-donging. Dingle-dongle bells and bluebells snap, dragon solstice, lunar love. The wasps are pulling the honey, or the lamp soft on the snow. These are the times at which the will is vulnerable, the trigger finger slow, the spirit lonely. These are the times at which aloneness is too right, when homesick for the hollow heart of the Milky Way, the soundless clapper calls and we would follow. But earth and will are stronger and nearer, and we stay. Dingle-dongle bells and bluebells snap, dragon solstice, lunar love. The wasps circling the honey, or the lamp soft on the snow. These are the times at which the will is vulnerable, the trigger finger slow, the spirit lonely. These are the times at which aloneness is too ripe, when homesick for the hollow heart of the Milky Way, the soundless clapper calls and we would follow. But earth and will are stronger and nearer, and we stay. And these are the times at which aloneness is too right, when homesick for the hollow heart of the Milky Way, the soundless clapper calls and we would follow. But earth and will are stronger and nearer, and we stay. And we stay.
Now the question is, yes, I agree there is that aspect, especially in some of the way that they had the female vocals. Question is, Natalie Merchant era or post Natalie Merchant era? 10,000 years. throw a little ABBA in there, and you know. All right, let's play some more, and then we can get going about our day of doing stuff. All right, let's see here. Let's keep it a kind of smooth going. Here, ooh, go for some country vibes.
After the sun's eclipse, the brighter angel and the spear which drew a bridal outcry from her open lips. She could not prove it true, nor think at first of any means to test by what she had been wedded or possessed. Not all cries were the same. There was an island in mythology called by the very vowels of her name, where vagrants of the sea changed by a wand were made to squeal and cry as heavy captives in a witch's sty. The proof came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run. God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and lock the oath of ecstasy within. The tempered consonant of dissident. Came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run. God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and locked the oath of ecstasy within. The proof came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run. God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and locked the oath of ecstasy within. The tempered consonant of discipline.
Yeehaw! Makes me want to go to a rodeo. Actually, they do have rodeos going on this time of the year, not too far up the road. Last time I went, if it's still at the same location, last time I went to there, I was 16 years old, right? And me and my buddy, me and the guy I grew up with, his name was David, Lord rest his soul. We were just kids. And we were walking he lived down that way, and we were walking from the store or whatever. We did a lot of walking around here, because that's all you could do. He had access to a truck. His mom had a truck, and she let him drive it all the time. So we walked. We were walking down back to his house, and we come along, and we meet this. Well, we're walking, and there's this car come up, and there's these two little girls, these two good-looking girls in there, in the back seat. So, you know what our dumbasses do? We're not too far from his house. We run to his house, get in his mom's truck, and follow them follow them to the rodeo, and I had like some money on me because I had a working at the school, and I spent like several of my last dollars, and in the mid '80s, yeah, that would have been, well, 87, in that time frame. That was a lot of money. Turns out the girls were like 12 and 13 years old, and at that time, 3 years was a very big difference, and I was embarrassed, and I was like, dude, let's just fucking go, Oh, I was even more high-strung back then than I am now. So, childhood memories. Fun. Yeah, I remember the mom not being too happy. Oh, boy. Here. This is something to remember. Birds.
Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song.
Isn't that what life's about? For the most part? Birds and the bees. Stuff and stuff and stuff. Oh, what else are we going to listen to? Let's listen to this one.
In dusky groves where chilly all day long, mocking the nuthatch and the cardinal, the trim drab catbird trolls its fitful song. I hear the mellow golden pawpaws fall. But luscious fruits scorned as of little worth by those who long for guavas of the south, figs and bananas pining that the north is barren of the luxuries of the earth. Fruit that I sought in childhood with a mouth eager to taste that wild delicious juice. What orange grown in groves of Italy, or what pomegranate ripened in the dew of Grecian and Isles would I not now refuse for the rare flavored racy pulp of thee.
Same here. Got to go. I'm gonna play one more, and then, in the meantime, this is the most important thing. Have an awesome day, and all that stuff. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Next week's gonna be busy. Last week of the term, finals, and all that stuff. Stuff you do when you're a college student. Here we go. I'm going to play us out with this one.
Bake the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Shocked into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not not as good for staring in. Blue gas, too regular, each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still between's not the 30 or so years, but books.
It's all right, my friends. Have a good weekend. See you on Monday. I might do something later this evening too. Who knows? But in the meantime, y'all have a good one. See y'all around. We all got stuff we need to be doing, so let's go do it. Some things are still your choice. For now. Bye.